Alright people, literally as I was editing the video for this, this came up. So basically the pre-orders are closed.
No, wait, come back!
Not all hope is lost. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep on checking the AliExpress website just to see if anything pops up on there, because there's a lot of Beast Deity stuff that's sold through AliExpress as well. You know, there's many different shops. So I'll see, but without further ado, enjoy the video. Yes, things are about to be broken. At long last, finally, Broly has been revealed. Well, we already knew he was coming, but Kong Studios in the wee hours of last night finally, and I said Kong Studio, Beast Deity, that's how excited I am. Beast Deity finally fully revealed this Broly figure. And before I go too far with the hype and whatnot, it has a couple things that make you raise an eyebrow. Well, mostly one thing that I've noticed and something that was pointed out to me. But this thing is crazy. So first of all, you might be wondering, how much does it cost? Where can I pre-order it? I'm about to tell you all of that info right now. And I actually made a community post about it with the link and everything. But either way, this Broly is crazy. First thing first, prices, where you can order it. So first things first, price, $78 for this figure. And you're gonna realize how good of a price that is in a moment, alright? But first thing first, you get the figure, you get your pen holder, and you get your bookmarker. So for those that do not know, right? And where you pre-order this is 5ktoys.com, by the way. But for those that do not know, the pen holder is meant to be the hair, and the bookmarks are meant to be the faceplates. Now, why do they market it this way? It's specifically because after they're rebranding from being Kong Studios to Beast Deity, they market this stuff this way to avoid, you know, certain cease and desist from Tamashii Nations, I'm assuming. Because before, you know, it would just be like the head sculpt and whatnot. And this didn't really come about, just to give you a brief history, it didn't really come about until the Super Saiyan 3s that they released, where, you know, I guess Tamashii hadn't done an updated Super Saiyan 3 in years, so, you know, it's kind of stepping on Tamashii's bottom line before they even really get to it. Even though it'll probably be 3 or 4 years before we actually get an up-to-date Super Saiyan 3. But this is crazy. So what all do you get with this figure, right? Okay, first thing first, you get a huge assortment of hands, right? I'm gonna zoom in real quick. You get the wolf hands. You get the hand that looks like it's holding a good buddy Carrot's hair, Kakarot, aka Goku. Crossed arms, open palm hands, that's kind of grabby. Fully open palm hands, and open palm hands with his Omega Blaster, or whatever you want to call it, right? Now, as you can see, something you might have noticed, we're gonna go to another picture, right? Or two other pictures. So this is what I mean by you getting your money's worth. In the caption, it says 10 inches, baby.
That's what she said.
But this figure is absolutely colossal. Way bigger than their other releases. This will be their first release of this size. This thing is going to be huge, and only for $78. Things that make you go, when you start looking at the official company. But this isn't that video to be petty. But I will say, once again, things that make you go, you know? Anyways, this thing is an absolute monster. Now, I want to show y'all one more picture in terms of size reference. Right here, we get another point of reference for the size, and it is crazy how big this figure is. And if you have that Broly figure from Dragon Ball Super Broly, you know that that's a large figure. But this takes it to a whole nother level. In fact, this comparison right here almost makes me want them to do redo the Dragon Ball Super Broly figure, right? Because even in lore, I believe he's actually supposed to be a little taller than even the old Broly. And we seen how mammoth the new Broly is. So I don't even really know what to say. This shit is crazy, man. I'm really hype about this. But I'm gonna temper my hype real quick because I wanna look at the picture of the figure more closely, you know? Now, I got both of these pictures up here because originally when they first posted the picture of Broly, they asked for feedback so they can make adjustments. And basically the question I asked is, did they make the adjustments? And they made some very subtle adjustments. Two that I noticed pretty much right away, and one I'm not too sure if it's an adjustment or just that we can see it in color now. But first adjustment I noticed is the shoulders. The shoulders aren't necessarily as rounded. They did something and made the muscles of the shoulder more angular. Fine. And the second adjustment they made is the head. Now, it seems like they shrunk the head a little bit, which I don't think was necessary. They could have kept the head the same size it once was. It's not a deal breaker for me, but it has been something I heard pointed out by my good man Burst and my good man Cyoris. But not necessarily a deal breaker for me personally. Now, for some of you watching, I might notice it and not be able to unsee it and be like, ah, man. But either way, I feel like that's something that could still be tweaked even from now, right? Now, I'm not saying it is going to be tweaked, so don't run away with that. I'm not saying it's going to be tweaked, but it's something that could be easily tweaked is what I'm saying. But other than that, it seems like it's pretty much... Oh yeah, the third thing that I wasn't sure about, because I wasn't sure if it's just because it's not in grayscale anymore, but the chest does look a little bit different. I can't say for sure that it is completely different because, like I said, a lot of these changes are very subtle. You know, they're not in your face, but they're there. Now, let's move forward because there's still some more stuff to cover. So, as y'all know, with all these Deity releases, right? They always have at least 2 or 3 other versions that they plan to release alongside the regular version. And in this case, as you can see, B011 and B012, one is going to be a battle damage version, which I'm sure is probably going to be the most sought after version. And one is going to be Super Saiyan 3 Broly. Now, originally, I predicted Super Saiyan 3 Broly to be one of the variants. However, I thought the other variant was going to be God Broly. However, all is not lost because we see that they like to do kits now. So, God Broly could easily be just like a kit or an extra head sculpt that you could buy separately. They could easily just do that, right? Now, when are these actually going to release? Well, time will tell the tale because they didn't really give us a time frame. But for the most part, they even say in the description, preview the other 2 versions using the same body but different somewhat. So they're already telling you it's different. It's kind of different, not really, but kind of. You know, so it shouldn't be too long until we get full color versions of these, right? But with that being said, let's move forward. So in that same post previewing the other 2 versions of Broly, right? They tell us, the last thing they tell us is Super Saiyan 4 for sure, but it needs new body because the fur's on body. It will be in a future wave. Now, this is going to lead into the discussion part of the video in a moment, right? And what I mean by that is this. If you guys remember, like old news that I covered, Super Saiyan, this Broly wasn't the original Broly that was promised, right? The original Brolys that were promised were Super Saiyan 4 and Super Saiyan 5 Broly. So I find it very interesting that instead of giving those to us, they gave us this first, meaning the regular Super Saiyan Broly, legendary Super Saiyan Broly. I find that awfully interesting, and the reason why I find it awfully interesting, we'll get into right now. So why do I find them releasing this particular version of Broly interesting? Like I said before, the first Brolys that they announced that they were going to do were Super Saiyan 4 and Super Saiyan 5 Broly. In fact, they even announced the Dark Broly with the Dragon Ball in his chest before they announced this one. This one came out of the blue. And while it's all Broly, it made me like wonder what made them push this one to the front as a priority. Now, I think part of it could be like an outcry for, like, you know, a lot of, they read the comments and whatnot, and it's like, yo, can we get the legendary Super Saiyan Broly? It could have been a lot of that, and they seen how much of a demand it was for that. Now, where I want to put my conspiracy brain on is the fact that we always know that these third parties can be privy to information that we're not aware of just yet. And the person I feel like that kind of pioneered this kind of idea in my mind, at least the first person I heard say it, y'all could have heard somebody else say it, but a good man Cyrus pointed out, he's like, yo, way back before Metal Cooler was revealed, they revealed this battle damaged Vegeta where half his armor was like broken off and torn off. Now Vegeta has only looked like that in a couple different scenes. One of those scenes was the Metal Cooler movie. And shortly after, maybe a few months, like 2 months, a month or two after that was revealed, the battle damaged Vegeta render from Kong Studio, guess what was revealed? Metal Cooler. So it almost felt like it was like a set, almost a tease/setup from that. And then also another good example of a third party being privy to information is Demoniacal Fit. Demoniacal Fit, for the longest time, and y'all already know I did a video on whatever happened to the Future Gohan. During the period of us waiting for Future Gohan, out of the blue, they announced Adult GT Goku, and we were like, what? Who asked for this? And then guess what was revealed a few months later? Kid GT Goku, and I was like, oh, that's what y'all was playing at. What are the odds that y'all happen to, out of the blue, have your Adult GT Goku ready, or just announce it out of nowhere, something that people wasn't asking for, and then they reveal Kid GT Goku. Things that make you go, you know? And where I'm going with this is that it's possible that this Broly, and I'll take this time to say, this Broly is confirmed, or they saying that it's scheduled to be released in Q1 to Q2 of next year. So basically anytime from the first 6 months of next year, that first half. Now, basically what I'm suggesting is that it's possible that they're privy to information of Tamashii releasing their own Broly, but not this Broly in particular. Probably Type A Super Saiyan Broly, and we've seen that on the surveys for the longest. We've seen that figure on surveys, so they know that the people want that figure, right? They're reading the comment sections, they're privy to a lot of stuff that we might not think they're listening to, but they got their ear to the ground. It's just, you know, as a company, you can't come out and say, oh, we've been listening, we see all people want Broly and whatnot. Just pay attention to the surveys, and the surveys will tell the tale. In fact, surveys will play a big role in future videos that I plan to make. Either way, that Type A Super Saiyan Broly could be coming out sometime next year, and that's why the Super Saiyan 4 and the Super Saiyan 5 Broly and the Dark Broly were all pushed to the side for the time being. Now, is it confirmed what I'm saying? Nah, it's all just speculation. I know a lot of y'all like my speculation, but I wouldn't be surprised if we got that Type A Super Saiyan Broly, you know, with the bluish hair. But with all this being said, get your pre-orders in, because y'all know Broly is a popular character. As I always say, Broly is box office. He's the blockbuster movie, you know? So y'all know he's gonna sell out, and y'all know aftermarket prices is gonna be crazy. Y'all already see how the regular Broly that Tamashii released so long ago, we already see the prices of that. It's like it averages on like $300. And you know how scalpers like to be. They're gonna rake you over the coals with the prices. But with that being said, this has been Bombastic Plastic. Stay fantastic and have a blessed day.